How many girls you know like it when you just go straight to the ass, then to the mouth, forget about everything to do with the pussy? How many girls you know like your friends so much, they don't mind when you throw them in the mix. And to repay you, say she feels as if you deserve a little more, so she brings her best friend and throws her in the mix. How many girls you know like licking pussy just as much as they do sucking dick? How many? How many girls you know respond in a way other than what the fuck when you're talking about DVD ASA? How many girls use the word bukkake in playful terms? How many girls you know have a good chuckle whenever Nick Manning's voice comes through the air singing, dropping fucking loads? How many girls you know like it when you refer to what you're doing as a load and dropping it on her? How many girls like to be thought of as a trash can, a cum dumpster, to be specific? You know many girls like that? How many times have you answered honestly any number other than 0? And paying for hookers, paying for somebody, that doesn't count. Actually, yeah, it does, because how many business cards of theirs do you still have? I got some requests. How many girls you took home to meet your mama? Came with the spread in Penthouse and Dick Destroyed Destruction Dongs.com. How many girls you know down with sharing the selfies that you take of her ass with everybody else? You know a lot like that. How many girls you know like to call you daddy? Poppy don't count. You're just banging Puerto Ricans right off the boat. That's just wrong. How many girls you know Puerto Rican right off the boat? I'm just asking. How many girls you know don't know the difference between a real casting couch and one with 15 cameras set up and a creepy dude calling the shots? How many girls you know stripping their way through college? How many girls you know do any of this shit and made it past high school? How many of these girls you know still in high school, you sick fuck? Unless they dropped out a couple times, came back, and, you know, they're making ends meet, dick in ass. What are you gonna do? How many of these girls you know like it when they open up that email and see a picture of your fucking two-toned, flaccid-ass, bad lighting, white bread, Chinese-looking dick? I'm sorry, penis. And how many of those ain't your fucking gynecologist saying, that's a big clit? And how many of those did you bring up your darkest, deepest fantasy with? And how many responses did you get back when you asked, fuck me with a strap on, before even paying for dinner? You cheap fuck. How many of you paid for dinner? How many of you made her pay? That would have been the right thing to do, because you would be the bitch and she the brawn. So at least you got something going for you. How many of you didn't even know you had that going for you? You fucking pussies. How many of you tried to return the favor, you subservient cunts, and she said, I don't let something or nothing, or definitely not you, go into my ass? How many of you suckers rolled over and took it? All of you? Hence suckers, subservience, and yeah, you like taking it. How many of you pay for everything your significant other has to do to live, breathe, and not live in a fucking box? Or shit out in the stream, or piss in that same stream, or eat around that same stream, or work on the side of a fucking highway, which means holding a fucking cardboard box one half of their house with black Sharpie on it saying spare change. I didn't have anybody to dupe like you, so I ended up here. How many of you are dating a fucking could-be bum? Once bum. How many of you are being taken? How many of you got tooken? How many of you still haven't had sex with the woman you married? How many of you have only had 15 minutes of sex with the person that you're with ever? And I'm talking all the times that you may have really laid that pipe, broken the bed, or whatever. It's only amounted up to around 15 minutes, give or take, and I'm giving a lot. Think about it. How many of you can even think? How many of you don't remember anything past entrance, and or when she says yes, or when the roofies really kick in and you make your move? How many of you make moves after applying date rape drugs to unsuspecting poor girls, future doctors, congresswomen, and fucking mothers of my unborn children? And one born. How many of you fucks are out there like that? Because how many asses do I gotta kick? How many of you are running away right now? How many of you are nodding your head, acting like I'm right, but you're just lying, hoping I don't kick your ass? How many of you wish you had a chance at kicking my ass? How many of you are telling your friends or anybody around that I'm full of shit, you could take me? How many of you people can prove that? How many of you people are still saying I'm a pussy? How many people are trying to play it off and downgrade my shit by saying he's not funny? How many of you are saying he's too vulgar? How many of you are saying ugh and throwing up? You're sick. You probably have Ebola or some other shit. Get help. How many of you need help? How many of you thought that I forgot about kicking your ass? I didn't forget. I was just going around the bend, seeing where you would go. You got back on track, didn't you? You forgot that I was that fucking idiot and that pussy. You started laughing for a second. How many of you laughed for a second? Maybe a chuckle, especially to the friend that you just talked shit to me about. Hey friend, what's he looking like now? How many friends are looking at you right now? Hey friend, how many of them are sweat? How many of those eyes are rolling, friend? How many of them look like they're stuttering and tripping a beat? How many of them look like pussies? How many of them look like the last girl you fucked? How many of them tried to get you involved in their plan? Yeah. Alright, now how many friends are gonna let me thin out the herd? How many people aren't friends anymore with the person they thought had their back? How many people are getting ready to just pass me off like the buck as they pass the same thing every time they need to get their rape drugs? You fucking cunts. How many people never say the word cunt? How many were shocked and kind of taken back when you heard me say it? How many people wish you could be like me? How many people need to fucking quit watching Aladdin and be yourself? How many people even got that reference? How many people thought the genie was some shit that you dreamed of back when your wife was getting dicked down the way and you all along just thought she was a dyke? And how many people got that obscure kind of reference about Dick Van Dyke and I Dream of Jeannie? Or was it Bewitched? How many people have been witched? How many people questioned that show and a lot of shows? How many people question themselves? How many people do you think question you? How many people do you think question you a lot or question everything that you're doing or who you are or who you be or why you're there? How many times do you ever get the chance to answer honestly? Now be honest, because how many times have you answered with a number more than zero to anything I've asked? Get a roundabout figure in your head. Pretty fucking big, isn't it? I don't know how many people thought about cock when I said big. Add one more onto that. Now think of everybody else in this world just like you. That's a lot of fucking fucked up people, isn't there? How many people agree with me and say, fuck, there's some fucked up people out there? At least I'm not alone. How many people answered, how many people answered, oh, at least I'm not alone, and shrugged their shoulders? How many people just shrugged their shoulders and said, at least I'm not alone, and play it off and continue on with their day? How many people are like me? How many people live like me? How many people would say what I just said and stand up to? How many people are even people? How many people is it going to take to find the human? Is there only much left? How many people like the cliche or the saying, it'll work out in the end? How many people are thinking of me and then thinking of the Bible? And of course, this too shall pass. How many people read too many posters on cancer's walls? How many people do elbow reading of things that are walls? And that's it. How many people are really mad in their head thinking about parole probation or rape class and fucking sodomistic cocksuckers? How many people are on a lot of benzodiazepines that they don't take? How many people know the GHB? How many people have friends online that you jerk off with and you call them a jerk off buddy? How many people talk about current events and the latest odds and gossip with that same guy? How many of you guys are looking at another guy's cock talking about current events while stroking your cock and being able to retain that information, compute it in your head, and answer in a logical and thought-out way that conveys that you are really paying attention and you are one of note and mention when it comes to conversations and your ability to have a clear and concise and doggone good one? How many people are the reason we have conversations when you're talking to that friend on your lunch hour? How many people go longer than the hour? How many people pay for America Online to do all this? How many people got money? How many people know what the fuck I'm talking about? How many people just started using computers? How many just started making them easy? How many people remember what BBS is? How many people pose as a girl online so that they can secretly extract dick pics? You know what I mean? How many people have done it to their brother or their friend? How many people are looking at their friend again right now saying, let me see your pictures? How many people have friends that won't let them see their pictures? How many friends think that they're being paid for a fool when the pictures are showing that it's the obvious fake vault that is showing you and not the real place where all the pictures are going? Because you were the one that recommended this to him just for situations exactly like this, and now he's playing you for a fool. How many of you want to beat the shit out of him with the sledgehammer? Go to the garage. Go have something to fit the bill. Reach out. How many of you people fuck? Hey, good to be here. Glad to not know you because I got a couple questions and it's best if we remain impartial. How many of you people know what impartial means? How many of you are just nodding your head acting like I know what that means, but person that's to the left or right of you. Or, more importantly, to feed that sick narcissism engine that makes you go, I think I can, I know I did, every day. It was for the guy behind you, because maybe this was being played in a lecture hall, in an auditorium, where a lot of people gathered around. How many people were like, and gave a little half smirk, condescending looking smile, and I just said that because of how ridiculous that could have ever been, as it was impossible. How many people know how many syllables is in that word? I'll count to 4, giving you time to think. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. We need more. How many people quickly were able to round 4 with more and not think of 4 as the next word they could continue, the next word they could use to continue the next big hip-hop song, the next number 1 hit in music or sentences that nobody wants to listen to. How many people are listening to me and not aware? How many people feel me calling me on the background now? Look at love. How many people use drugs when you play loud? How many people know what I'm talking about when I talk about loud? How many people are lying in the sense that they're lying and not telling the truth, therefore fibbing about the knowledge or knowing or using because it would be misusing unless they were hoping somebody would ever want to believe they were into something, but there was only one power burn, which they are not, because that was based on me. So you're just a killer, a serial like that, because you said fuck. How many of you are sick fucks? How many of you kill cats? How many of you, let me ask you a couple questions. How many, let's take a lot of time. We're gonna go quick. It's a new age type of thing. It's a millennial experiment. Made for everybody, not just the millennials. I just took that word because it's hip. How many of you know what hip is? How many of you have a beard? How many of you drink natural ice and call it natty ice? You know what it is, and enjoy it. Or they drink Pabst. How many of you know what Pabst is? How many of you like Pabst? How many of you consider Pabst a quality beer with just enough hops? How many of you are hopping fucking mad that I'm saying this? How many of you prefer the iPhone to anything Android because it's Apple, and it's Apple? How many of you are stupid fucking cunts and know that that's just a retarded answer that merits no response other than a fist in the middle of your face, compounding, then going back and putting it again until it goes all the way through your oblong melon shape. How many of you thought about melons right then? And or the movie City of God from The Reference? Had a chuckle and then thought about a couple other things that go down in Brazil. Just don't include God, just the city. How many of you know what the fuck I'm talking about? Or how many of you are just thinking about some Aaron Hirsch movie, some Aaron Hirsch movie, or whatever thing Sandra Bullock's got out, it ain't me. How many of you are named John and Mike? How many of you are named Mike? How many of you are out there being douchey and giving me a bad name? How many of you fucks don't even know that you're being douchey? How many of you, this is a test for me. It is a proficiency in life and your ability to find a place in it which shall prove adaptability and times that with a little growth, put some nurture on top, and then stamp it down with some good old-fashioned Nietzschean truths. Whatever doesn't kill you, it will make you stronger. And this right here is meant to do just that. So I begin with only asking that you answer honestly, or to the best of your ability, and whatever thought process might tell you to answer another way, something more typical of you. If you have a friend around, only that much better. Peace, goodwill, and best of luck. This is the human test, the one every guy should take, so that he can be able to understand the person he really is. How many of you tell a fish story? How many of you know what a fish story is? How many of you just thought of the movie Big Fish and then thought it was a swell story but not enough sex? How many of you are turned off by any movie that doesn't have sex? How many of you are making a face like, not me? How many of you really said that's me? Because if anybody said that's me, then you're addicted to pornography and you've already weeded it out. You need to kick that habit. A little bit of anything, not that, but you in fact cannot do anything, even watch a movie, if it doesn't have your fix. That's horrible and you will die. That's like a heroin addict not being able to eat dinner without munching on some heroin down his veins. No, even then you can't. You're just fucked. You're sick and you need help. Get on heroin. At least then you could watch a movie. Right now, I don't even know you withhold and contain in the matter without some sort of nuclear fusion going on because you're not of this earth. How many of these people are sitting right next to somebody that's not of this earth and may very well spontaneously combust into a pile of coalesced nuclear fusion mixed with boson particles and some other shit Steve Hawking made up to justify him not being any more retarded than how he looks? How many of you people hear the name Stephen Hawking and just think what he says is right? How many of you people have been to the universe beyond the stars? How many of you people have seen Starman? How many of you people fucking like Jeff Bridges? How many of you people have been further into the universe and across the stars than Neil Armstrong? How many of you people even got as far as Buzz Aldrin? How many of you people know what the second law of thermodynamics is? How many of you people think that you're dynamic and/or that laws will not hold any sway beyond our atmosphere? How many of you people just said yes because what we say goes? Well, how many people didn't take a physics course and don't understand what gravity does? It holds shit down. How many people are thinking about space and stuff flying away? How many people know that anything made on this earth used to gravity and the pull that it has wouldn't stand a damn nanosecond out there in the great beyond? It would go into the abyss.